So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience as a student and as a teacher in these double star research seminars. So my first experience with astronomy was when I met Russ, Dr. Janae, and I found myself in 2008 as a bored high school student. I was a junior, and I was looking for something that would step out of the classroom and do a little bit more as far as science goes. And I heard about Dr. Janae's class through my science teacher, and it sounded really interesting. I wanted to become a scientist, so I thought, why not? Why not take this? So I signed up, and here are my classmates. I'm actually taking the picture, so I'm not present, but this is what science was to us. You meet people and you make funny faces, and the professor tries to be serious and tell you what you're supposed to do. So that was the majority of our class. We did do a lot of work, as you can see here. We actually observed and we took notes, and we worked really hard. And it's been said before by some of the speakers that most of most of science is writing the paper, and that is very true. It was shocking when we spent one night observing, and we were done with the eyeball to the eyepiece, and we actually got to class and we had to write, and I didn't enjoy that, to be quite frank. But we all got through. We all wrote our pieces of the paper, and it came together, and it was really awesome. This is what we did. We published a paper comparing the two telescopes and how well they measured the distance and the separation and the position angle of the double star Albireo. And being in high school, we didn't have very much background in statistics or math. We had some calculus. So a lot of the stuff that we did was plug and chug, and we had some results. And we noticed that one number was bigger than the other, but and that obviously meant something. So that's what we reported on. But it was a very good experience, working with numbers, working in groups with people, and it was so good that I decided to do it again next year. So this is my second time taking the class. I signed up again, and I believe I was the only person who repeated the class that year. And Joe is there. He used this picture as well in his presentation. We're recycling. We're being very green with our picture usage. So Joe was there, and he led the class again, and it was another year of working hard, a semester of working hard and observing and writing, and I learned more this year. I definitely expanded my astronomical horizons, and I learned, well, as you can see in this picture, I look rather clueless at this point, but it's those points that I learned the most. We have Dr. Eagle Eye and Chris Estrada showing me how to use a star chart. And I had spent, I believe, 30 minutes trying to figure out which way was north and which way was west and what a star was on here. And it was frustrating when the big kids of astronomy came over and said, "Oh, it's just this easy." And oh wow, I couldn't figure that out. No, but so I had a lot of experiences like this where I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and then it was explained to me by someone obviously much more experienced, and then it clicked after that. I really knew what was going on. And this is at a plot of land in Arroyo Grande, California, just to the east. Very low light pollution is very good for double star astronomy. So I went to college after high school, and I, being the ambitious freshman, decided to join as many clubs as I could. I joined an engineering club, a public service club, a gardening club, and of course the astrophysics club at UCSD. But then I very quickly realized how little time you have when you get to college. So I didn't keep up with everything that I had expected I would, and unfortunately the astrophysics club was not one of my clubs that I kept going in. I wish it had been, but I dropped out of the realm of astronomy for a little while, and actually I kept the gardening club. That was one of my my favorite pastimes to do. It was one of the de-stressors, but it was only 1 day a week. It was fun. But a year later, I emailed Russ, and I was wondering if he had if he knew of any opportunities which I could get some teaching experience. And he said, "Sure, why not? You can come help me teach. It'll be a great experience for you, and I'm sure that we can do a lot of fun things over the summer." And I thought, well, cool. I'm going to be a TA. I'll be like the big kids at my college, and I'll teach some people. And this class, it was a summer class called Discovery of the Cosmos, and it was a 45-day long 12-lecture class on the history of our understanding of the universe. It wasn't supposed to be a research seminar at all. It was just supposed to be a purely lecture and test-based. And we're going to go everything from Ptolemy to the Kepler program and just all of our developments on the understanding of the cosmos. And I arrived, finals week was the week before class started. So I got back that weekend, going through caffeine withdrawals and twitching, and Russ and Joe and I met up, and one of the first things that Dr. Janae said was, "Would you like to give some lectures?" And here's a little description of the discovery of the cosmos. I'm not very verbose person. I don't like not speaking in front of people. I have never had very many experiences presenting projects or really speaking in front of people. So, but I said yes anyways. So, trial by fire. Let's see how it goes. And the first time I stood in front of these students, it was very, very nerve-wracking. I looked up and there were 20 eyes on me, and I was responsible for giving them information they're going to be tested on. And I believe it was a bit rough in the beginning, but it got better as it was going on. And again, the big kids gave me some pointers. Thank you to Vera and Joe and Russ. I feel a lot more confident. But this class, it was a very much different class than typical community college class. Most of them were students at the California Polytechnic University, a very big name in engineering and sciences. So this history course, so to speak, was probably going to put quite a few of them to sleep. So we decided to do some research. We would get them out and actually look through some telescopes and do some double stars. And we only had 45 days to do this, a month and a half. So double stars were obviously a good choice. We had quite a repertoire of external reviewers. We know how to do the observations. We know how to reduce the data. So why not? We asked the students, and they were all for the idea. So we jumped right in. The second week of class, we took them all out to Santa Margarita Lake to the Orion Observatory. And in 2 days, we observed 4 stars. But it turns out that on one night, 2 of the groups accidentally observed Albireo. So there's a bit of a question mark about what we were going to do for that. So it worked out in the end. We wound up combining 2 groups and making one super group and publishing one paper. But it was a very good paper. The other group observed Mizar, and another group observed STF 28. I'm probably very wrong on that. Don't quote me, but it'll come up later in the slides. And these students, none of them were published authors, but they took to it very quickly, the scientific method and the process of observing and writing and data crunching. And one of the groups had very few edits on its first draft. It was very good. They obviously spent a lot of time outside of class working on it. One of the groups had to have their hands held for a little bit, but all of the groups wound up getting papers published, and it was very successful, I would say. So we had 3 papers, and 25 Cuesta College students are now published authors in the JDSO. Here are a picture of 3 of the 4 teams. The fellow on the bottom left, his telescope is there. His name is Joseph Cairo. He's a very advanced amateur in the Central Coast area. Speaks 3 languages, and he translates all of his papers. Maybe not all of his papers, but he translates his own papers into Italian and to Spanish. So very impressive. The top, you can see Joe with 2 of the students observing. They had a bit of a mishap on the first telescope they tried to use, and the clock drive didn't work. So it was going to be very difficult. So we pulled out this little Nexus 6-inch and observed on that, but got good data and wrote a good paper. And the bottom right, this group is another group that Joe led that observed Alberio, I believe. Okay, that was the SDF team. So, and they actually were very, very into it. This is their whole group there. They really wanted to get this paper done. They were very motivated, very, very, very good, and very eloquent, and yeah, very few reviews, or very few revisions of the paper had to be done. So here are the 3 papers that were turned into the JDSO, and they're published in January's edition. You can read them. They're pretty good. This is the class that we taught. This is the last day. You can see there quite a range of people. There's the jokester Joey Richards in the back giving Russ Janae the bunny ears. Very good students. Everyone absorbed the information pretty well, and it was really a pleasure to work with them. And I'm glad I got this opportunity. So my future plans, I'd like to reconnect with the UCSD Astrophysics Club. I believe that there's a lot that we can do with them. UCSD is a very research-oriented school, and there are a lot of labs, a lot of opportunities to work in a research position on a lab, but very few opportunities to actually work on writing and publishing a paper. I believe we can use as one of our projects double star observation and do some statistical analysis and run through on the paper and get a paper published. That would be a very good opportunity for the students in the Astrophysics Club to do some work and get some good experience. Also, it'd be another experience for me to teach this information and make sure that I really know it. I ordered Argyle's second edition of the Observing and Measuring Double Stars, so I'll bring some of my expertise to them when I present this opportunity to them. Also, there's the Proust High School at UCSD. It's a high school run by the university for underprivileged students, and there's a lot of student clubs and organizations that go down and they do projects with the Proust students, and I believe that it would be a really good opportunity for high school students, again, to do research just like I did when I was in high school and a lot of my classmates did. I think it's really a great opportunity for them to learn the inner workings, and a lot of them are very, very motivated students, and they'll definitely absorb this information and absorb the process very well. So that'd be a great opportunity for them, and it'd be a great opportunity for the Astrophysics Club to go down and teach, so it's mutually beneficial. And then, of course, I would like to keep working with Dr. Janae. The opportunities that I've gotten have been more than just they've been abounding and so helpful in my my career so far. How short it's been, but it's been really a pleasure working with them. We're going to do another class this summer, Discovery of the Cosmos Part 2, and we're talking about doing again some double star research with the students, and we'll see where it goes from there. And that's the end of my talk. I know I'm ending a little bit early, but thank you. So. Okay. Any questions?